location.
Right there, you see him?
UAV entering the AO.
Downed him.
Gotcha. Did you really?
Mm-hmm. I got bummed. Elcept. I got this thing called Pharaoh Globe. Really cheap. Oh, there's a guy here.
Oh, shit. Yeah. No, that's keep hunting me. Nice job, down inverted.
Like, fuck, dude. Those guys had to have been pissed. I am Jaquenov, and this is my opinion of the AK-74u in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Alright guys, so I got a new series I'm going to go over every gun in Black Ops and then move on to the Modern Warfare guns and cover them in Warzone. But what we're going to do, we're going to go over a few of what I think are the best loadouts for certain situations. I'm going to go over some facts about the gun, relate it back to what it is in real life, and we're going to be using a word a lot in this series, and that word is anachronistic. Did I say it right? Anachronistic, yes. What that means is like how it relates to the time frame that this game was played in and what the real purpose of the weapon was during that time. We'll go over who developed it, why, and what it's led to today. Little thing about me is I'm really into guns, so this is fun for me. I'm able to like research more about some guns I haven't really looked into a whole lot. This is the first one we're doing. Let's get into it. And one last thing, before I show you some gameplay and my loadout, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video and my channel for more. There's going to be a lot more coming in this series if this does well. I'll do a few regardless. We'll see how well it goes. Alright, there will be chapters down below if you don't want to listen to me rabble about it, but I'm going to start with some of the history and then we'll go to loadout. I'll show some gameplay in between. So as far as I can tell, this is about like the average AK-74u, or what it would be called in real life, the AKS-74u, or the Krinkov, or the Aksu. Probably about the most you'd see. They typically come with a 30-round magazine. They have been seen with a straight-down RPK 45-round box-fed magazine, and there was also 60-round casket mags that were used with them. The AKS-74u was not anachronistic with the time period of this game, seeing as the design, the Soviet design for this gun in 1969 by Kalashnikov was not ever developed until 1979, and it was not being used by the Soviet military or mass-produced until a little bit past the time frame of this game during the Afghan wars. It shoots a 5.45 by 39 millimeter round, and it does have, in real life, an effective range of up to 440 yards. Now, how accurate that is up to question, but it's effective up to 440 yards. And if we know any of the AK variants, it does its job well. Sometimes. But it's reliable. Contrary to popular belief, it is not actually an AK-74 that has been chopped down. They were purposely designed to be short and compact and be able to be stowed in a vehicle by troops or police, which it ended up getting used by as a police weapon. Kind of bridges the gap between submachine gun and an assault rifle, but it still shoots assault rounds. It was a good mediary for that at the time. Now we can see here that the stock loadout that we have going for what you would typically find an AK-74u out in the wild shoots about 697 rounds a minute, according to the game, with a 2.4 second reload time. In reality, they could cycle up to 750 rounds a minute, but your practical use you're going to get out of this gun with reload times is going to sit around 100 rounds a minute, unless you're just gassing it.
Napalm strike awaiting
Just completely walk on people, man. I mean, it's not the best at range. But it does all right. I mean, personally, it's not a gun that I would run as a primary, especially in like a free-for-all. It's definitely more of a support weapon, in my opinion. I'm not a sub player.
counter spy plane in position.
Ooh, that was nasty.
Fuel check complete.
What was that? Why did it do that motion? That was ugly. Now, with some attachments and modifications done to it, another variant of this weapon that resembles something else that is not anachronistic with the timeline is an AS VAL, which we'll talk about later. But this gun was not used during this time period, and it also was not made by Kalashnikov. But this highly resembles an AS VAL. It has the same stock and integral suppressor as the AS VAL and the VSS Ventures, which we might see an appearance of. I hear rumors of a new sniper rifle coming. Maybe try that loadout out. I've never used it, but it could be decent. Welcome to Game Chat. Now we're going to try out that AS VAL. Raindrops are falling on my head. Raindrops are falling on my head. Booty cake. Isn't red velvet cake chocolate? Red 40 dye just slaps so different in my tummy.
Losing Bravo. Alpha. Pulled ahead.
It's totally garbage. I wouldn't honestly recommend it. It's total garbage, but it looks hella cool. Alright, so I played around with a couple loadouts. I am running perk grade with Tactical Mass, Flak Jacket, Scavenger, Quartermaster, Ninja, and Ghost. That's my preference. I mean, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be running Scavenger, so I recommend running Scavenger. Ninja helps, especially with like up close and personal stuff. So my personal favorite loadout was running the Grew Suppressor, the Liberator Barrel 10.3, the Spetsnaz grip for that horizontal recoil control. I have seen quite a few people running this. I don't know why. Running 40 round speed mags. You can run the 50 round mags. The fast mags are nice. I mean, the ADS is pretty important most of the time. That's up to you as far as magazine goes. I just wouldn't tank your ADS too hard, but I'm gonna play around with it. See, running Greer Elastorat, that's a must. I would say your go-to musts running the AK-74u as a primary are gonna be your Greer Elastorat, and I would run the Liberator barrel. You can run that Task Force barrel Scavenger on as a primary, but you still run that risk of running out of ammo. And honestly, I like the recoil from the Liberator barrel more. I like to make my guns like laser beams most of the time. And the bullet velocity is super nice too. Like I was just slapping people with this. Now, when I run it as a secondary, like a backup for a sniper rifle, I will run the Task Force barrel. I will run the Spetsnaz compensator on it. And I'll either run the Spetsnaz grip or the speed grip. I've been running the speed grip with it in Search and Destroy a lot. So, and the VDV 50 round mags. That is how I've been running it as a secondary weapon. Do whatever. It's good at up close and personal, but just try to hit those headshots. Like, it's going to make a world of difference with the slower fire rate on this when you've got Mac 10s and Uzis running around. Hope you enjoy the video. Stick around. I got more. Subscribe again. Jesus.
Securing Alpha. We locked down. We lost C.
You little bitch. Kind of like this, but kills quick, man.
Maintain that momentum.
Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, you can say whatever you want about like the matchmaking you have that day or like what you're playing against. Like, oh, everyone's using an LMG. Like I even do it, man. Like when I'm using, I don't know. It is. I think this loadout's the one. I don't really have like one set loadout for any gun, to be honest. Like I'm always changing my loadouts for the situation. That was bad, dude. I saw 5 of them. I had no teammates around. So SpaceX tweeted today that NASA has selected the Falcon Heavy rocket to launch the first 2 segments of the Lunar Gateway mission together in one mission. So that's pretty exciting that they will indeed be using the Falcon Heavy rockets to get ready to send a space station to the fucking moon, man. So badass, in my opinion. IMO, as the kids would say. That was a fucking solid field mic play. What's happening? Put my gun down! Not not camping if you're holding down an area. Learned that from a good friend of mine. His name's Ricochet. Whew. It's the second napalm this life. I got in over my head.
Enemies destroyed the radio spike.
Stand by for coordinates. We lost B. Losing Alpha. Losing A. B secure.